We're up. We're at him. Okay. A little bit early. But that is fine because I just want to hang out on here before anyone else shows up and get a couple of these viewpoints so that we can start the stream off with a little bit of a kickoff. But let's go. All right. Because at this point, I am just talking to myself, which frankly is kind of nice and low pressure. But now that we're back at it after a week off for travel and much needed actual vacation, I cannot remember the last time I went a place and didn't do any work for anybody. We're starting off once again. Diving back into Assassin's Creed 2 in Romania. And I'm going to start off, because we're a little bit early, by just catching the countryside a little bit and unlocking some viewpoints ahead of our official 7:30 start, so that once we are actually kicking it off, we're dived all the way into some assassinations and some leveling and that sort of thing, trying to get through to Venice. Right. All the secondary memories that we have not done. Feathers, beat up, race, assassinations. Don't worry, we will get to them eventually. But for now, we're going to go ahead and dive in to just getting these viewpoints teed up and, going from there. It's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever played the game this straight through before. Usually I have done more beat ups and races and deliveries, and they're good. Like the side quests and assassinations are all fun, but they really are side quests. You don't need them. They're good money makers, but they aren't necessary for moving the plot forward. So we'll see how things go once we get to Venice, especially in terms of how we're doing equipment wise and, how we're managing to get by with tougher enemies, with bigger life totals and more armor. And there's a chance that we're actually going to run into problems here, but thankfully we've done enough investing in the villa that, worst case scenario, we'll pop back over to Monterzioni and grab some money, do some upgrades, and carry it forward from there. But for now, just going to take some time and get a sense of what's out here in the stream. Let me know if I'm coming through too quiet. I think I've solved the audio stuff we were running into. I'm not getting the square waving that we were last time around, other than my own little vocal fry. And, things are coming through crisp, looking okay. Still have no idea how Twitch does the bitrate thing, or assesses that like it says my bitrate is consistent now. It's no longer giving, I mean, it's giving me like this unstable thing, except that the bitrate that I'm seeing is incredibly stable. It's a very good, clean, consistent line with like little ups and downs. So not sure what that's about, but you know, c'est la vie. It is not that big a deal, especially because we're well ahead of our start time, which is the fun thing. I just get to hang out here and chatter a little bit without having to put it all the way on before 7:30 and do a little bit of this cleanup and drink some coffee. Oh, in a holdover mug that I don't love, but it's a big mug. Should get rid of, or at least pull out of circulation. Oh yeah, the old lighthouse. This is one of my favorite viewpoint builds, and I will say this is a thing that there is as you get into like Assassin's Creed 3 and a little bit into Black Flag, once you get into like a little bit more of the like very intentionally open world kind of builds, one of the things that gets lost is sort of unique viewpoints. There are more of them, and because of that, and because of sort of the way they get integrated into nature in a good way, I think, design wise, they lose some of their memorability. Like this lighthouse viewpoint is one that will always stay with me. I will never forget. I'll never forget this particular viewpoint, especially when I'm playing. When I come back and replay, it's always fun to like rediscover this space, sort of the top edge of the map. It's really well designed. It does a lot to help create sort of the feeling of the space. Even though it's also one of the most frustrating moments for getting to hear Da Vinci sort of yelling at you to move the plot forward, which is fine. It is also one of those things where we'll probably end up moving the plot forward sooner rather than later, because you don't really get cut off from anything by doing so. And I think it's more interesting to move on to Venice. We're not going to do all of the side quests and get super fixated on those. I think I have to climb up this guy. I'm trying to remember if I can. Let's see. Yep. Also, this is a really fun free climb experience on this one. You really do have to like get a handle on how to like they really take advantage of the three-dimensional aspect of, even though the stick wasn't as sensitive back in the day on the 360, you really do have you get a really nice feel for how moving around the bricks, it is just a much more involved and dynamic process than it was in the first game. Okay, 3 more and then we'll dive in, because this quest line is fun. Although I think, again, it's been long enough. We'll probably... Yeah, there he is. What we might do is the tomb first, just as a, like, shake it off a little bit, get some free running in, understanding that some folks might hop on closer to 8, and then go from there. So Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think, so it's right. So I think the villa's chest fills, I think it hits every 10 minutes or so. I can't remember if it's 10 or 15, but we're bringing in a reasonable amount of passive income at this point, so I think we're going to be fine. And depending on where we are before we go to Venice, before we get on the boat going to Venice, we will do one last stop to the villa, because for a brief period we will be locked out of returning to the villa. It's not that long, but it's worth coming and getting the money just so that it can fill back up again. Just sort of driving things forward. One of the things I liked a lot about this particular map setup and Romagna is, am I saying that right? Forli. It is Forli, and I thought it was Forli and no. Yeah. One of the things I like a lot about how one of the things I really liked when I first got to the map in Forli is that it is an interesting and kind of novel landscape based on what we've seen so far. We've been in cities and mountains, and this is a little bit more of a swing into a space that feels pretty clearly a little bit more like, this has a little bit more of like, a Italian fantasy vibe. It has that the sort of the swampiness, the old castillos, the shape of everything is a little bit less. You're out in the country, you're not in grids, but you're also not in these rolling hills. You have these little town structures set up. It's just, they're flexing a little bit more of their muscle and giving you a little bit more to play in a way that I find really, really fascinating from a sort of from a design standpoint relative to the other games. And you see this play out across the future games as well. This is sort of an interesting template that we'll see show up in Brotherhood and Revelations for sure. We'll see it a little bit in 3. We really don't see this, this sort of playing with water and space again until you get into Freedom Cry and Unity and Black Flag is where they really start to sort of swing wide with spaces like this. And then then you're sort of in modern map design for RPGs, which is just a little bit more open-ended and has a lot more room for this type of space. Okay, well, and on that note, we've hit 7:30, so welcome back to Falcon Fictive's Thursday stream, playing the Assassin's Creed games from start to finish. I'm your host, Bruno Falcon, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Assassin's Creed 2 with hopefully the entirety of Forli and the beginning of Venice. We'll see how far we get, because I do want to run through at least I do want to run through the tomb here just to sort of get our beak wet a little bit, breaking the controls a little bit more, because I'm feeling a little rusty today on my free running, and that's always a good place to test it. And then we're going to get into an interesting section of the game. So we are, to recap, coming off of leaning all the way in to being an assassin, at least for trade. ACII hasn't bought all the way into the whole guild thing. We aren't inducted. We aren't full assassins just yet, but we sure are acting like one. We've now taken down the circle around the Pazzi family and the Pazzi family themselves. Last time we completely decimated the remainder of the Pazzi and watched Rodrigo Borgia murder Lorenzo de Pazzi as a way to lure us out, and then managed to thwart that, finish Lorenzo off, and determine that our next stop was Venice, where our lead tells us from interrupting that particular murder that the Templar where our lead told us that the Templar had supplied the Pazzi with weapons, both for the attempted assassination of the Medici, and we presume for the murder of our father and brothers. So in the meantime, we're here in Forli, having escaped from Florence with Leonardo da Vinci on a wagon in a very harrowing, unfun, like one of my least favorite little mission things. And it's like, it truly is like one of the hardest and most irritating missions in the game. But we made it through and are now in Forli, and will soon be attempting to board a ship to get to Venice. So in the meantime, what we're doing is kind of faffing around, particularly with a goal of, in this moment, getting through 2 viewpoints. Why can't I climb that? And then getting through 2 viewpoints, and then getting over to a crypt, and then getting on to meet up with Leonardo. Alrighty. So yeah, along the way, we have been uncovering the very secrets of the assassins, specifically Desmond, with Rebecca's help, and Rebecca and Connor's help, has been getting through Subject 16's encryption to figure out all of the stuff that they hid inside of the Animus and the Animus file that we stole when we escaped Abstergo at the beginning of this game, end of game 1, and are otherwise just kind of doing our best to figure out what's going on. Because the other thing we haven't talked about is the fact that we have, as much as we know that we're on the side of the good guys working with Lucy and Connor and Rebecca, we don't really know what the end goal is here other than to stop the Templar. So all that to say, we're trucking that right along. Broader things that might be worth bringing up, because it's been a minute. I will almost certainly fall to my death at least once. Hey, look at that. It only took until 19 minutes in for me to do a good throw myself off the top of something tall. But thankfully got that saved before because of the viewpoint. And, we'll, maybe this episode we'll dig into a little bit more of like the historiography and things. I mean, I think if nothing else, we're at an interesting, we're gonna be at an interesting place in talking about like the femme fatale and the sort of relationship between young virile men and married women in a way that's kind of interesting and complicated, and will be further complicated later on in the games, specifically in this trilogy of games. But we're also going to see that Ezio 100% has a preferred type, even though that will get established here and then sort of play out over the next couple games. But all's well that starts off in a weird way in this kind of gray, dreary landscape where apparently Leonardo da Vinci has the lungs of an operatic soprano and can literally, you can hear him from all the way across the map. It's absolutely insane. Okay. All right. Viewpoints of Forli accomplished, which means we can actually get going on trying to do a little bit more fun. And while we're over here, let's get a codex page. Which is handy. God, I mean, it is really hard to undersell how good the additional assassins like Hidden Blade is. It's just so fucking good. I mean, it truly exceptionally it makes all the difference in the entire world compared to the original game. Don't need heralds, do want map, and we're gonna go over here and let's do this tomb, which I think is a good one if memory serves. Also, if you can't tell, I'm missing keystrokes every once in a while because I keep playing Switch games. Been playing Dredge in downtime after doing a playthrough of Terra Nil, which is a very fun little game about sort of eco restoration, like fun, like take on a city builder, sort of as a city unbuilder, which is very enjoyable. But been playing Dredge a lot, which is a fun fishing eldritch horror game, big like 1920s 1930s New England vibes, worth a look up. It's a fun little game on Switch. It's got some really solid expansion content. Yeah, well worth the play. Let's see, where do you... Ah, there it is. And here we are at the entrance to the tomb. Hello. Tom is in the chat. So, we started off a little early, but just did a little run through on viewpoints and just sort of doing a run through. Having some good times, and are now gonna get our free running feet back under us with a tomb, followed by the remainder of, hopefully, I think we should be able to get through all of Forli and into Venice without too much trouble this evening. All right, let's see. There we go. Oh. But it's good to be back. This, you know, I was talking about it before you hopped on, but we'll keep talking about it. This section of the game is really interesting because it is visually very distinct in some fun ways. It's got this like mopey grayness to it in a way that is, I think, really interesting. Wait, what the fuck did I miss? Is there something over there that I can get to? What are you? Ooh, there is. it has this like mopey grayness to it. It's an interesting, early case of this sort of swampy landscape that plays out in this dungeon as well, that you see a little bit in this era of game, but then like especially in the Assassin's Creed games comes through very clearly in the Black Flag Freedom Cry. Yeah, it does have like a Prince of Persia kind of vibe, but in the like swampy nature of it, sort of in the realm of, you're half in water, half on land. It like leans in, it's really interesting coming off of a game where like it was very explicitly where it was very explicitly about not letting yourself fall into the water. Coming into a game where like learning how to navigate around the water is kind of critical to gameplay. And now I've got to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go from here. So here and then here. No. Am I supposed to side jump? I'm supposed to side jump. And this is what I'm saying. Like my free running skills are garbage at the moment. This is excellent content, I'm sure. Watching me jump in the same direction and fall off over and over and over again. All right. Let's see. Higher view. What kind of pick points do we have? Because I want to get to there so that I can get up to there. I wonder if this is... I wonder if I can't do this. Oh, yep, there we go. Or if I simply needed to swim further. It's like, fun moment where it's like the map is just like, no, you just needed to go like a little bit further, like just a little bit, and then yep, okay. The other thing that is very funny is how much these games are like, yeah, look at how this is just parkour. And it's like, no, this isn't parkour. This is parkour with superhuman strength. Like ACII is insane. Everything about this is bonkers. Like 16-foot backwards vertical. I mean 12, but still. Good old-fashioned ledge assassinations. Wait for the drop. Let's see. And then wait for... Yes, somehow I have awareness of the whole area, which is like, again, this is where the whole like generational memory thing becomes kind of, essential to like the hand waviness of it all, where it's like, yeah, you're sort of leveraging the future state of the memory because this is in the past, but also like it's just game. I don't know. It's an interesting pseudo complication, but then you get to do things like that. Oh, and now I have to remember there is a way. There is a way. Can I get to there now? No. Now I have to be very, very sneaky. And remember that I have... There we go. A wheel of death. All right. do I get up to there? Right. Well, that's inconvenient. Very handy for you to look up at exactly that moment. But now you're dead. And I'm remembering to loot, which I'd been forgetting to do for much of the game so far. I mean, who doesn't? Especially when you're in Italy. Okay. I mean, there is also a little bit, there's also a bit of a tuning problem with this game. The problem is maybe there's a little bit too much tuning grace when it comes to attack windows for enemy NPCs. Like there's no way I should have been allowed to do that to those guys. Wait, I heard the shimmer. I heard it. Where's the shimmery sound? Like there's no way I should have been allowed to, and yet somehow I did. Now I gotta figure out where oh, it's up there. Ooh, okay. Well, how do I get to there? Okay. If I run up here, and then can I? How do I get up to that part? Okay. But how do I get up to that part? Interesting. Like, it's definitely not worth the florins that I would get for these secret chests. And if memory serves, the secret chests don't count towards 100%ing the chests. Not that I mean, I really want to 100% the chests, but oh yes. Okay, here it is. Oh, yep. Okay. Cool. No, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna let it go. I mean, he's got the finger strength of like the most insane rock climber I've ever met. And probably more than that. Yeah, right. And this is one of those chess puzzles where to get the chest I need to I would need to like intentionally fail the puzzle, which I'm not going to do. Also, in this moment, my biggest problem is like those shields can hold up to the weight of like themselves, but like there's no way you could add the weight of a person into brick and those shields would stay up. It's just not how brick mounting works, and that's like one of those terrible things where it's like cursed by knowledge. Like it just couldn't work, and no matter how deep those spikes were, just that's not necessarily true, but like I don't know, hard to believe. But here we are. In any case, let's see. Oh yes, come back. No. Come all the way back. Like again, I shouldn't have been able to do that, but I did. Am I complaining? No. Am I still making sure to loot the man for 3 florins? Yes. Oh. That one I felt okay about. Okay, we're getting to the guardhouse. Let's see. Yes. And now you're dead. Let's see who else is around here who can be dead. Who else can die? Perhaps you. little friend. I don't know if it shows I'm in a murdery mood, like the state of the world just has given me a little bit of there's a little bit of extra bloodlust going into, yeah, exactly, you know, going into my feelings towards I mean, and it, you know, I feel bad. One of the things I'm entertained by is that there are moments in this game where they make a point of being like, these guards for the most part are just like hired guards because that's how you make money in this particular world. And like, it's kind of, you know, do I feel bad? No, not really. But at the same time, it's like, they do try really hard to make a point of like, I don't know, these guys, like they were just doing their job, and most of the time their job was literally just like guarding this gatehouse that is actually, you know, protecting someone else's property. And granted, that property is stolen, but they don't fucking know that. And, you know, again, you know, not trying to argue that complicity, yada, 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 but whatever. Oh, right. This sucks. Okay. I'm going to fall at least a couple times on this one. But here we go. Yep. Go. No. Fuck you. Yeah. Cool. Close. Ugh. I know. Why do we fall, Master Bruce? To develop a phobia of bats that we can then turn against our enemies with our obscene wealth. Wasn't there an article recently? I feel like there was, you know, and again, this is just making me think more and more that the next thing after, you know, in 4 years after Assassin's Creed, the next thing to do is Batman. But I feel like there was an article recently about how like Batman truly could make all the difference in the world. Like it could make all the difference in the world if he just invested his money into like fixing Gotham, except for the fact that he's tried that and Gotham is in fact actually cursed. And maybe we've already talked about this on stream once, but you know, here we are again. Because those games are so good. I also feel like they're easier to stream in part because they have way more like audio logs, which is great. You know, and that those audio logs make it a lot easier to oh right, and then I can go back and get the chests if I want to without running the whole tomb again, but I'm not going to do that. I feel like the Batman games are probably a lot easier to stream in some ways because those audio logs mean like I don't have to constantly be yammering because there are a whole lot more understandable pauses, as opposed to games like this where voice acting was like just harder to come by in like little things. Although, you know, whatever. Anyway, we have now done the thing and gotten through another tomb, and now we're gonna go stop our friend from yelling at us, and let's see. Yep, we're gonna go stop our friend from yelling at us on the other side of town. And see what's going on over by the docks. It does make me really so. I'm really glad that for all of the greed that goes into, you know, video games and that sort of things, that like there was never any temptation for Ubisoft to do a like DC Comics Assassin's Creed crossover. because I think like there is a version of this, especially like there is enough of, there's a version of the Assassin's Creed narrative where it is just kind of like it could very easily fit into the DC universe, like very, very easily. But I'm just glad that we were too far into the development of the games when superheroes came to eat everything. I haven't played any I really haven't played any superhero games since like the third Arkham game, unless Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one, came out, unless that came out after, in which case that, but like, I don't know. I feel like superhero video games have gotten harder, not easier. And that's not true. Spider-Man, of course. Like that's why I bought a PlayStation. It's a good game. The second one was iffy. In part because I think they kind of did the whole Venom story lazy, but yeah. No accounting for me being an abject snob, because I am, and there's nothing to be done about that. Abject snob with attention deficit disorder, because guess what? I must get that feather. ASMR time. Will this help my streaming numbers or hurt them? Guessing hurt them. I don't know. I think it would like one of the things that I think the Spider-Man games got really right is also one of the things that I think makes the Assassin's Creed games, especially the early ones, work really well, which is that like one of the best things about those games is running around. It's fucking like those are one of the truly the best parts of the games are running around and sort of being in the world, like swinging around the city, getting photos. Those are like just sort of the high points. And again, because I can't help myself, let's do a secret before we move the plot forward, because why the fuck not? Mostly because I want to, and yes, more Illuminati stuff. I just have to remember where the Illuminati stuff is. I can't remember. Is it up on top of the thing? Let's see. Something tells me. Oh, this is one of those buildings that's hard to climb. Let's see, we're going to do sort of a wide circle, see if we can see it. We're kind of looking out for it. Also, we're going to look, let's see, in the database. Nope. Can you tell I am playing too much? Let's see. Okay, so I bet, right, because it's this whole big space, so I bet it's over on the lighthouse. Because if I was going to put something cool, that's where I'd put it. So I hadn't noticed how weird the sound design gets when you are in Eagle Vision. Yep, there it is. Nope. Okay, jump back. Yep, there we go. Okay, run up. Eagle Vision. Oh, okay. Keep on seeking and you will find. Okay. First plucked from a tree, guarded by a snake. Its power Its powers perform miracles, then worn across the ages, torn asunder, hidden under a sea of red, construct the timeline. Okie dokie. I can't remember. I wonder if this is the one you have to do in an order. So I'm betting you do. Yeah. Okay. So we have Joseph, Egypt, 1700 BCE. Jason of the Argonauts, Greece, quote unquote prehistory. That's an interesting one. This one, the snake and the tree, but I don't really see the apple, so maybe not. Jesus, obviously, with the wafer. Henry. So, we're looking for the hint is red. That's the important thing. Okay. So I'm going to go with, let's see. I'm wrong. Okay, so I did it wrong. Maybe it's that and then that and then that? No. Interessant. Okay. This one I actually don't remember. Okay. So, like, red seems to be the hint, but it's about wearing the thing. So I think Jason, yes. David and Goliath, yes. Christ disrobed. I don't think it's Prometheus. Is it Henry? No. 17. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see. Joe. Jeeves. Henry V, and then, so that's 15. Nope. Like, the snake feels important. Okay. First plucked from a tree guarded by a snake. That feels like important. And then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. No. Huh. What the fuck? So maybe it's double Jesus? It is double Jesus. Damn. Okay. They took it. The Templar cross here over superimposed underneath the crucifix. Very cool. Yeah, there we go. Right. Okay, cool. Yes. So we've ID'd yet another piece of obvious equipment, which is the shroud. And again, we get like another weird video with a lens flare that J.J. Abrams would absolutely fucking die for. but yeah. So again, another piece of Eden that is also a piece of equipment. Us nerds out here were freaking out because we were like, yo, we could wear the shroud. We could get the sword. Like, the pieces of Eden could be like a specced out kit. What the fuck? But also, again, we're seeing an increasing amount of Christian imagery. Now, part of that is because like the primary plot is about the Roman Catholic Church in this particular set of games. And I think also because like we're playing in a Western setting. So, you know, the idea of powerful and holy iconography that has survived to date is going to come through that mythos at some point. But yeah, interesting stuff. And once again, we're in weird Illuminati space. Anyway, Leonardo, I hear you.
Did what had to be done. You would have done the same.
I doubt it. Bravery is not my strong suit. I owe you a debt, brother.
Di niente. Tutti a bordo! Fra poco si salpa!
That's our traghetto. Venezia waits.
Where's your pass?
What pass?
You don't have a pass. You cannot enter Venezia without a pass. Who invited you? Nobody. Basta! No pass, no entrance. Don't worry, Leonardo. I'll come up with something.
Don't just stand there! I need help!
Okay, so in this scene, the game has introduced two important things. One, Venice is a walled garden that is only for the cool social elite. Two, there is a type of woman that ACII is very into, and guess what? It's an angry redhead who is stranded and mad about it. And guess what was kryptonite for Bruno at an early age? It was 100% this. Like, good gravy. It was bad. It was so bad. Like, it is telling. It says a lot about me, and I know it, but this was 100% just like it was the worst. It was like catnip. It's terrible, and I'm not proud of it. But yeah, no, this was like too much. This was 100% on brand, and now we'll see why.
Oh, you're good. The ladies must like you.
In that dress, she's
Wanted to help someone in distress.
Which is exactly why you impress.
she's
You are
a woman of means.
But please, only Ezio.
I'm Caterina. Now, Ezio, we must find you suitable reward. Do you have any suggestions?
There is perhaps something you could help me with.
I'm all ears.
And like the suggestion and innuendo here is incredibly thick.
Whatever you say, Signora.
Caterina Sforza is
He won't trouble you anymore. I took care of it.
Thank you, Caterina.
Perhaps we'll see each other again. Should you ever find yourself in the city of Forli, it would be my pleasure to welcome you.
I look forward to enjoying your hospitality.
Please accept my most humble apologies, monsieur. I know
It's quite all right, my friend.
so Caterina Sforza is, yes, they're very forward on her head. She is a lot. She's also she comes up a lot. She's kind of a big deal in game for Ezio as a like primary love interest ish, which I think is pretty obvious because they immediately play the music that they've only played that music one other time, I think, in the game so far, and it's the morning where he gets caught in bed with his girlfriend / squeeze in Florence. But yes, that is 100% its type. It will play it plays out through this game and the next. It will definitely come up in Revelations in a way that is interesting, and I think actually it has a very satisfactory resolution there, in a way that I think it works well to the game's credit. But also, like, when this game came out, I was a, teen, 20 something on the, very, very into the idea of being Italian American and very into whatever Katarina was putting out there at the time. And it's hard to like go back and put my head in the space of like, what is that vibe? And is it kind of toxic? And why was I into it? Like, those are all great questions that have answers, I'm sure. But like, Bruno of 2009 was all in on that in like some it was bad. It was so bad. And yet things turned out okay in the end. But yeah, no, that was, Ezio and I had an appreciation of Katarina Sforza in common. For sure. Oh, let's see. So before we move on to Venice, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a little shopping, because we are in the part of the map where my favorite outfit colors are. Oh my god, so much chatter. And then we're going to go to Monteregione one more time for a quick money and shop, because for a little bit we're not going to be able to do that. So we want to get that done so that the chest can fill up and we don't have to worry about it as much. Plus we're moving at a very solid clip, so I'm feeling a bit happy. Damn it. And I swear one day soon I will remember what B and A are on this controller versus a Nintendo controller. Okay, pouches are good on. Okay. Because now we get into like Wetlands Ebony is a really great color. Like all the fun grays and auburns. But Venetian is the Venetian teal is the one I'm really excited about when we get there. Yeah, it is frustrating. Like the whole primary button layout is, and also like Nintendo was here first, but Nintendo also like it's not the same. Like they had button layouts, but they weren't, we've evolved enough now. Everyone's sort of on the same page except for Nintendo, and Nintendo's like never. Really what I need to start doing is just getting the habit of remapping all of the Nintendo games that I play. But before we go, because we're running past it, we're going to do one more of the secrets. Because I have impulse control issues today. The question is, how am I going to be able to... Can I get up there? How do I I get up there, I wonder? Can I just run up that column? Yes, I can. Hell yes. Okay. So this secret is called Martyrs. And this is interesting because you're going to get like who they think of as martyrs. So Tsar Nicholas II of Russia counts as a martyr to the makers of this game. In the same way that Joan of Arc counts as a martyr to the makers of this game. And so we are, IDing that there is a connection between these two people through they are IDing like the Templar burned Joan to take the sword and then used Rasputin.
Without the staff, the Tsar was powerless. He could no longer control his subjects. Revolution! Revolution!
So this is a really good example of, like, again, we're entering into that space where the politics of the subplot of this game are really interesting. The weird meta plot of this game, like, it is very fascinating. Sup, man? It is really, really interesting to see them comparing Joan of Arc being burned at the stake so that the Templar can take the sword to the Tsar being overthrown for the sake of revolution as a way to seize the staff, which he was using to control the populace. It's a very, very interesting. It is really interesting to see those presented as equal narratives in the eye of the meta plot, even though through all of the other ways that it is talking about control and like the targets of, who the assassins go after in the game, like there's an argument that it leans in a somewhat more progressive direction. And so it is kind of a fascinating thing to see it play out there in that way. So just in time to hop back over and check out what's going on at the villa real quick. But first we'll kill these guys because I want one of these. Because I want this codex page. And we'll do some light looting as we go. Sometimes I forget how silly and violent this game is. And then we finally get to go into Venice, where we're also into... So, as I was saying before, I got distracted by the secret and the fact that... I'm also realizing I haven't had coffee for a few days because we were out of coffee. And so I'm caffeinated for the first time in a while, which is probably why I'm bouncing around a little bit more than usual. We are in the chapter of the game that involves the many women that Ezio is thirsty for and vice versa. We ran out of beans while we were at the beach, and then I just hadn't had a chance to get to. I know we had decaf, and so like the site, like, which isn't like fully, decaf is still partially caffeinated, and it's really like the psychosomatic aspect of it. But we're entering into the chapter of the game. We are in the portion of the game where we meet the many women who are thirsty for Ezio and vice versa. So we've met Caterina Sforza, who is sort of the wealthy angle there. We will learn more about her as we get into the game. And as we do that, we can dig into like her codex entry and all that. Like, it is important. that she is married. It is important that she is like a woman in power. It is important, like all of those things play into why her relationship with Ezio is interesting and complicated. We're going to get to meet more of those women as we get into Venice, and then complicate those experiences as well. And it starts to get even more fun and interesting and weird. Then we finally get into a little bit more of actually starting to chase down Rodrigo Borgia, who is the actual villain of this game and the next. The other thing that we're working towards is, you know what? I'm going to save that. There's another interesting thing about the transition from this game to the next game that I just remembered that I want to bring up when we get there. So teasers for, a few weeks from now. But now that we're back, we get to do, I think, our last updates to the villa. Yep. Awesome. So renovate the art merchant, renovate the blacksmith. All right. And we are now officially done with base building. We are fully up to date. And that means that the villa is like going to be making as much money as it can for us. For now, we'll keep, buying art and adding to the value of the villa that way. But for now, that means we're all set there. And that means that while we are cut off from the villa, we won't have to worry too much about the chest overflowing in a way that we can't handle. Because at a certain point, it does just fill up and it's like, well, can't hold any more money. So we have to get to a certain point at our process in Venice before we can, dive back in. We're the last thing before we dive into Venice is we are finally exiting the part of this game that is like, we're finally exiting the tutorial section of the game. I know this is one of those things where it's a game that is so many RPGs are a fantasy of having control over any sort of broader geopolitical situation and having a really effective way to make money that can truly grow and sustain.
Do you know who that was?
My next conquest.
I don't think so. That's Caterina Sforza, daughter of the Duca di Milano. Her husband is...
Husband?
Si, her husband is the Lord of Forli. That woman is as powerful and dangerous as she is young and beautiful.
Sempre come una donna per me.
Yeah, Da Vinci is, trying to be a voice of reason, but he's also insane. Venice is now where we get to finally exit the tutorial section of the game. I know we've only been playing it for 20 hours, but here we are.
You're making amazing progress.
Amazing's quite a strong word.
Then why are we stopping?
Prolonged exposure to the Animus can have, side effects.
Awesome.
It's nothing to worry about. You haven't shown any of the symptoms.
Symptoms? What symptoms?
Degradation of cognition, temporal hallucinations, multiple awareness issues, overlapping realities,
So what you're saying is...
Saying, Desmond, is if you're not careful, you may not need the Animus to visit with your ancestors, which wouldn't be a bad thing, assuming you could control it. Up until now, though, no one has.
Subject 16.
We have safeguards, Desmond. And they kept him in the Animus for way too long, sometimes days at a time. We're being careful with you.
I hope so.
Anyway, I was hoping we could test out your skill retention. See if you've picked up some of Ezio's abilities.
I'm game.
Great. Meet me downstairs when you're ready.
So, now we get to run around in the current time. We get to be Desmond again for a little bit in this lovely... I never get over how much I love this weird overly modern yet totally industrial loft. I also can't get over the fact that Lucy's still wearing a shirt covered in blood.
What could 16 have found that needs so much secrecy and security?
Oh, I don't know, do I? Lucy thinks it's something about the Codex, but I'm not so sure. I'm all ears if it's as life-changing as 16 says. Blimey, if I was allowed to use the Animus, I'd be the one in there finding out. Instead, as usual, I'm forced to sit here on the sidelines.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like this sparked my dream to buy a church and turn it into an apartment complex, without a doubt. All right, no talking with Rebecca. Let's go see what else our dude has to say.
What are you up to?
What am I up? Who are you, my mum? I've been running traces on the Codex pages, looking to see if any of them are still around.
And?
Nothing concrete. Reports of one in the archives of the National Central Library in Florence. Maybe a few in the hands of collectors. Probably Templars. I sent someone to check it out, but we're very short on manpower.
How do you think the Codex wound up in Italy? I mean, it seems so random.
Dante Alighieri by way of Marco Polo.
Seriously?
Something happened in 1321, yeah? Now, I'm still working on making the connections, but from what I can tell, Polo encountered the assassins while visiting Kubla Khan. This must be when he obtained the Codex.
Oh, 100%.
Now, when he returned to Italy, he passed it on to Dante. Dante was close, if not an assassin himself. Now, I've no idea what brought the two of them together, but I'll tell you what, I reckon we could find out.
I don't think Lucy wants us messing with the Animus.
Yeah, you're right. We've got enough to deal with. Satisfying my curiosity will have.
Sorry, Sean, not Colin. I don't
How'd you
want
get
to
mixed up in all
keep
this.
calling
Most
Colin.
assassins, Desmond, are like you, yeah? They're born into the Brotherhood. Not me, though.
Here we go.
What? He asked. Anyway, I've always been a big fan of the unexplained. Something exciting there. A sense that life is more interesting, more mysterious than we've been raised to believe.
So what, you just stumbled across the assassins?
No. I found the Templars first, actually. Abstergo is a big company. It's too big, which means there were slip-ups. You know, like that mess they're having right now with the fluoride. I was tracking this stuff years ago. I must have been, what, 14, 15?
You knew Abstergo was a Templar company?
No, not at first. I just knew they were up to no good. I figured maybe I could do something about it. So I started digging up everything I could on the company, posting stuff to news groups, trying to spread the word, looking for people who might have stories to tell.
You must have gotten Abstergo's attention.
Well, fortunately, I got Rebecca's first. Otherwise, I'd probably be at the bottom of a river.
You're welcome.
She tried to warn me, told me I was messing with the wrong kind of people.
And what did you do?
I thought you were mental.
But now you know better.
Yep, now I know you're just a bit mental.
Long story short, I saved his ass. Multiple times. Should have dropped him and let Abstergo have their way.
Listen to you, trying to be all badass.
So what happened?
I have a gift, Desmond. I have a gift for seeing things, making connections. Like your eagle vision, you know? Only useful.
We offered him a place with us.
Yes, you did, yeah. The alternative? A life on the run from the most powerful organization on the planet. I decided to prolong my life. I'm eccentric like that, so I signed up. Been doing research and analysis for them ever since. Best part is, I love it.
This whole thing is so it is so Abrams coded. The loft, the banter, the writing, it is so clearly not Abrams, Joss Whedon, excuse me. Like this, it has such strong Buffy vibes in a way that is really, really hard to ignore. Having like looking back now, it has the everything about this feels like the beginning of, including the random Brit. It has, everything that you get in the modern existence of Avengers. Like it truly is. But let's go see. And again, why is she wearing the bloody shirt? Like she's got to have a change of clothes.
Come on.
And unfortunately, I think it's because at some point in this game, there was a version of this where it came up and there was like a shower scene or a changing scene, and they decided not to include it because it was also that time.
We need to be ready for them when they do. I want you to activate the warehouse's defense system.
That's entirely speculation.
I'll let you figure out how to reach the sensors.
Oh, come on. Can you get a hint?
Open your eyes, Desmond.
Like, I don't know for sure that that was written into the game, but everything about me says that there was a version of this game that included a like close change for her on screen. Let's see, how do I get up there?
You've picked up every single one of ACII's skills. The adoption rate is fantastic. Another day or two and we'll be done.
Alright, you gotta tell me. Why ACII? Why Italy? I mean, we could have just gone back to Altair again. Followed him during his early years.
It started with 16.
Ah, good old Subject 16. He repainted my room, you know. With his blood.
I'd been going through his files. Vidic flagged a couple of his Animus sessions. A bunch of different ancestors, different dates and locations. Ancient Africa, the Middle East. But towards the end, he became obsessed with Italy. I think he knew about the vault. Few of the records of his later Animus sessions are missing. And the sessions that are there... After everything the Templars put him through, after everything I put him through, it's all scrambled. If we hadn't pushed 16 so hard, we'd have the answers already. And maybe he'd still be alive.
So you're after the Codex and the Vault.
I knew you had an ancestor in Italy who was at the center of all of this.
So, we've introduced the Codex and the Vault as things we are chasing. Who the fuck knows what they are?
Hey, over here.
We will, eventually.
All right, I think we're done for the day. You should get some rest.
Lucy, what happened to 16 wasn't your fault. You were just as much a prisoner as I was.
Thanks. Good night, Desmond. I'm glad you're here.
And of course, we're going to get the one-on-one interaction with Lucy. Yeah, no, so we'll get into the family business part. Don't you worry, that will come up. This is a thing we will talk about. They have mentioned that Desmond comes from a family of assassins. That's what Sean was alluding to, but we will get into it more. Also, I think it's important to note that we get the one-on-one moment with Lucy and the arm touch sandwiched in between the scene with Katerina and the conversation with Leonardo and the sequence that is about to happen in Venice. So just as a thing to keep in mind, you know, just sort of we are being set up in this sort of like, again, this Whedon-esque romantic mode where we have, and again, yeah, where some stuff is happening and it's going to be interesting. Because, well, we're not in the Animus, but this sure does feel like the Animus interface now, don't it?
What the hell?
Yeah, who's this? Where could we be?
It's 8? That must be his target. Some kind of weird dream. Going without sleep for who knows how long. So I shouldn't be surprised.
And again, I know I'm a snob, but it's very entertaining to me that he calls it Acre. Kind of. We are in a better looking, better handling version of Assassin's Creed 1. It's one of those things where, you know, it is wild playing this because, like, if Assassin's Creed 1 had handled like this, it would have been absolutely insane. Because it's just a very different game. It feels so good. And we've got this weird whispery voice in the background. I don't know if that is coming through. Yeah, we are. Well, rose-colored glasses of the flashback. It's also very interesting, like, to see how much they understand what they're doing, like in terms of the difference in how they're playing with color and other things. In Assassin's Creed 2, we are very clearly back in the grays and whatnot. It's also the camera. So they're what part of what I think sells it is that as much as I mean, that looks absolutely gorgeous by comparison to the first game. We're also not just in God, I hate this. There we go. We're also not just in Assassin's Creed 1 in terms of the character model. It is keeping the camera tighter than it does with Ezio when you're climbing. It's like the game itself feels more like Assassin's Creed 1 in terms of everything that, you know, Altair is doing, the climb speed, all of the interaction.
Maria, yeah. I wonder what he wants to say. Whoa, okay, wasn't expecting that.
Okay, and now, so that scene is intense and interesting. It's weird. Like, the timing is all. There's a lot we could say around the timing and sort of the cadence of sort of the 1, 2, 3 of Katarina, Lucy's shoulder touch, and this scene. But now we get something interesting.
Why aren't I following Altair? I'm stuck here with Maria? Oh shit. That must be weird dream.
So this is also one of those interesting things that is like, yes, okay, the game isn't thinking in terms of the politics of what it means to say, like, what it means to say that your genetic memory is staying with. Peace. Good seeing you. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully we see you next time. The game isn't thinking a lot about the politics of what it means to stay with Maria in that moment, but like, that is a statement.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, all good. Weird dreams, that's all.
All right. I'll let you get ready. See you in a few.
Ah, good of you to join us.
Sorry, long night.
What a professional approach.
Leave him alone.
Well, you'll forgive me if I want to get some actual work done. Madness, isn't it?
Sean, please, that's enough.
Why hasn't she changed her shirt? Guys, it would be so easy. Just give her a clean shirt model. Sorry. Yeah, it is a weird setup. He's basically sleeping in the loft, which I think is, I mean, from a practical standpoint, because I thought about this way too much when I played the game the first time, I think it is because it is so that they can literally, if he's passed out in the Animus and they needed to, they can move him from the Animus to the bed. That was how I thought about it a lot. But I do want to finish the thought of, it is really, so again, as we get into thinking about when this game is being developed and built, it is a non-trivial statement to have the camera stay with Maria as Altair jumps off of the tower, because we are like very, very, like, we are deep into another push of conversations around, does life begin at conception? When do you think, like, all of these things are sort of top of mind. And so, you know, for me, it did not stand out as much, because it was like, okay, it's a dream. This is about genetic memory. There are lots of things that are going into that. But given, as we have been sort of picking at and pulling on the politics and implications of the meta narrative, like that scene carries an interesting weight that, again, like, I don't think that is necessarily the overarching statement. I don't think that is even the prevailing mentality of the people developing the game, but it is something that carries through and also, you know, plays into the complicating nature of who are the assassins, what is the political view of the game, and what it ends up starting to say in the sort of meta space of the game. It's very interesting. Let's go see what Sean has to say, because I'm sure he has something else to say. He doesn't. Okay. What about Rebecca? And then Lucy, and then we'll finally maybe go to Venice. I hear we're supposed to go to Venice.
Hey.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
You sure?
We lost 2 more teams last night. That's 8 more of us, just gone.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what to do anymore. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
Hey, remember what you told me? You gotta have faith. And look, here we are, safe and sound.
For how long? And when they find us, then what?
When that happens, if that happens, we'll deal with it. I'll keep you safe.
Anyway, enough with my little breakdown. I should get back to work. And so should you.
Again, an interesting scene. Again, a moment where it's like kind of bizarre that Desmond is as bought in as he is, as early as he is, in the same way that it's kind of bizarre how quickly Ezio has sort of dived into the, you know, assassin mentality around, you know, the clean death, even as he's saying the opposite in scenes immediately before. Just interesting spaces where, you know, at the time this was very, very consistent with how people were writing these kinds of stories. But now we've finally made it to Venice, a city that I learned how to navigate on foot literally by playing this game. Which, and I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only person. This is a thing that is true. Like, there are all sorts of stories of young tourists learning how to travel Venice just by playing Assassin's Creed 2. Well, let's see what we can help Leonardo with.
Yes?
Buongiorno, e ben arrivato. I'm Elvise. Senor Donna has asked that I escort you to the workshop. Are you ready?
And now we're going to take a quick tour of Venice.
Ah, Venezia. What other place is as beautiful, as stable, as... Come, I will show you her wonders. Our first stop, the Rialto Bridge. Behold the elegance with which she spans the Grand Canal. A symbol of Venetian unity and pride. Let us go on. Here we are, San Giacomo di Rialto, oldest church in Venezia. Isn't she beautiful? And her clock tower, magnifico.
So here we find that there are, like, the secrets are kind of stacked on top of each other in the early part of Venice. And also you can immediately get the feel that this is clearly the primary city of the game. It is built out and it feels that way.
The size of Venezia's markets, be it spices or silk, from near and far. There is...
You were told to stay home, but the rent is paid. I have every right to sell here. Emilio disagrees. No, stop!
Let us continue the tour elsewhere.
Ah, yes, Venice is a great city, but obviously a city with a lot going on.
Amazing. Would you mind buying it for me? I left my money with my bags.
And
Hey,
of course.
Your step, Corleone.
Can you guess what I'm about to say? Can you guess? But here we are. I'm sure that those thieves won't show up again, and it won't be a
Here
thing.
we have the Palazzo della Seta, home to Emilio Barbarigo. Normally, I'd suggest a closer look, but
Oh, yes.
the way things are now,
Why? What's happening?
he is attempting to unify the merchants beneath a single banner. There's been resistance, some of it violent.
What kind of resistance?
They say they're fighting for the people, for freedom or some such nonsense. Baggianate, if you ask me.
Again, weird thing of he says some such nonsense if you ask me.
Destroyed my staff. Demand compensation.
Here you are, then.
The Doge will know about this. I'll report you to the council.
Good luck with that, my friend.
What are you doing?
You're under arrest for disrupting commerce.
What? You just invented that. There's no such law.
There is now.
No! Stop!
So we're witnessing true corruption. It's really, they're making it incredibly clear if we didn't need to know, if we needed a reason to be sucked into the conflict already innate in the city, now we have a deeper one. Obviously, things are bad, and the free market is not being allowed to thrive.
I present to you your workshop, Sir Da Vinci. We spared no expense in its design. You'll see, it is perfect, as if you never left Firenze. I wish you great success, and hope you enjoy Venice as much as she enjoys having you.
So, here we are. Exciting, isn't it? Care to come in?
Maybe later. I need to visit the Palazzo della Seta. Try and gain an audience with Emilio.
As you wish. But should you find yourself with free time, or another codex page, don't hesitate to visit. My door is always open. Grazie, my friend. Di nulla.
Because of course you gotta hug your friends, guys. Controversial feeling. You gotta hug your friends. You just don't miss out on the opportunity, especially if one of your friends is Leonardo da Vinci.
So good to see you. Okay. Haha! You found another one. How exciting!
Doing the codex pages while we're here, so that we don't have to deal with it
Tricky.
later.
The substitution and the language shift. Give me a moment. It's done.
So, again, a thing that is like showing
I found
the.
this awesome place for you to explore and practice your skills. Santa Maria dei Frari. I've marked it on your map.
Thanks, Rebecca, for interrupting. So one of the things that I think is very much in the vein of the game wanting to show immersion, but kind of overdoing it is, you don't have to have, they didn't have to have Da Vinci, interpret every single codex page while you're there. You can have him start the process, and then, you can do the white flash and let you go. I mean, I think, again, things are to the extent that immersion is a thing that this game is worried about. I think they're aiming for something that is sort of holistic and covers all of their bases, and that's one of those moments where it's like you don't have to do that. In fact, showing it that way kind of takes you out of it because it feels too convenient, too speedy. Again, very much in the Whedon-esque, like, okay, how did that happen that fast? But other than that, always great to do the codex thing and see Da Vinci do his work. Oh no, there are guards. Let's see.
The wall and... Oh, that's not good. I'll never make that jump. Need to find another way.
Who's that? Is that the same thief? Dang. Are we perhaps going to learn a skill? Uh-oh. That fucking sucks.
Hey, I remember you.
We need to go.
You never did apologize for knocking me over.
Now!
Va bene, where to?
The water.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Cool. And like, yeah, I'm sure, again, totally normal, not gonna come up or be a thing at all. Again, one of like, can't get over how much it's very fun to just get behind people and assassinate them in conflict. It's very entertaining, but we are going to go ahead and pull our sword out for the sake of expedience and keeping this character, who we now know is named Rosa, alive. And I am sure that given the extensive focus that we've had on people being into people, that this is not going to be another potential romantic entanglement for Ezio. Absolutely not. Definitely no. Certainly not at all. Definitely not at all. Anyway, Venice is gorgeous. I mean, I love running through the city. It's very fun. The design is cool. This is really, you can tell that this is, you know, part of the reason that I think, oh, oops. Yeah. So now we're in a place where you do have to be careful, because it is very easy to accidentally do things like assassinate civilians when you're trying to get into conflict. So you got to be careful about that. Yeah, I did not mean to murder that rando. She also just bowled me over. I'm trying to help. It's really frustrating. Because then I can, you know, because then you can fail the quest by getting too far away. It's irksome. But what was I saying? There we go. Gonna stab this guy with his own stick. Okay. So so it's really clear. Part of the reason that up until this point it all feels kind of like a tutorial is that it's really clear that Venice is where they spent all, like, if not all, almost all of the dev time. Like, it is so much more filled in. Like, Florence is close, but it is so much more filled in than any other space in the game. It just feels much more finished, much more alive, much more detailed than anywhere else. Okay, where are we going? What are we doing? All right. Okay. Right.
Never did catch your name. Rato, Rosa. I'm Ezio.
No.
Right. Well, that's a weird thing for an enemy to say. But okay, remember how to use buttons. But yeah, doop-a-doop-doop-doop-a-doop-a-doo. It's not that I'm losing the flow. My brain still works.
What's this?
Rosa's been wounded.
ACII. We'll go the rest of the way in the boat.
Careful. Go! I'll deal with the guards.
Cool. And this is another fun. So this is a fun like escort mission that I'm clearly doing a great job at. Come on, get up on the fucking dock, you idiot. Right. So this one I forgot about. So one of the biggest problems with Venice is that there are some like serious climbing issues, especially when transferring from water to land. But okay. I mean, yes, Venice wasn't sinking now. I don't think. Has Venice always been sinking? Is that kind of like the whole deal? Because I truly can't remember. Seriously? You're just too far away for me to throw knives? What the fuck? No. Fine. It is very funny that you can knock them into the water and then they just die. And by funny, I mean tragic. No, it's funny. All right. Doo-doo. I do love how far you can jump to get an air assassination. It's very satisfying. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over here. Sorry, this is, I will admit, this is taking more focus than I thought it would. Placebo? I missed that. It's entirely possible that does seem like something that might happen, but I cannot say with certainty that it did. Oops. Did not mean to fall into the water, but you know what? Sometimes it's totally okay to fall into the water. Sometimes it's okay to make mistakes. We don't have to be perfect all the time. Wait. Are they not like right behind me? Oh shit. Where'd they go? Well, fine. Fuck you. I did a whoopsie. I went too far.
He's dead, idiota. Say a prayer later.
Porco demonio.
I need to see Antonio. Ah!
Be careful. Let me do it. Go and find Antonio.
Ugo, do what he says.
Qua l'ultimo arrivato dagli ordini.
Hey, wake up.
So much melodrama.
We need help.
So yeah, again, Ezio has a type, and it's women who are in danger or need, who yell at him. And like, whomst amongst us? Like for whomst? It's not great, but you know, it happens.
Oma, they've sent for help.
Thank you.
Rosa, what's happened?
Just get this out of me.
Soon. Let's have a look first. Clean entry and exit through the thigh. That's good.
Get it out!
Rosa, we must take care not...
Now!
Come here. Tenete. I'm sorry, Piccola.
Sorry! Ficcatelo nel culo, you're sorry!
Go fetch Bianca and be quick. Help me with this.
How?
Take a clean piece of linen. When I remove my hand, press the cloth into her wound. Are you ready? Now. Bend forward. You work well under pressure. She's spirited, this one.
Porca puttana!
Avanti. Get Rosa inside so that Bianca can close the wound. You'll be all right. The worst is past.
Ti venissi il cancero, brutto bastardo! A te anche la grandissima troia di tua madre!
Thank you. Rosa is most dear to me. If I had lost her...
I've always had a soft spot for women in distress.
So I've heard. Don't look so surprised. We know all about you, Ser Ezio. Your work in Florence and the rest of Tuscany. Good work, too. If a little... unrefined.
Then you know why I'm in Venezia.
I can guess. When you have a minute, come see me in my office. There's something we should discuss.
All right. Gonna go ahead and say that minute can be now, and then we'll start digging into other fun stuff.
Prego. Can I offer you something? Biscotti. Un caffè.
What's cafe?
An interesting concoction brought to me by a Turk merchant. Here, have a taste.
A little bitter if you ask me. Just seems lacking somehow. I don't know, have you considered adding sugar maybe? Or latte?
I suppose it's something of an acquired taste. Enough about that. Now where were we? Our failure at the Palazzo cost us dearly. It will take time to recover. No doubt Emilio will use this post to strengthen his defenses and continue his oppression of the district. You may not share our motive, but I know you share our goal.
Why not gather your forces and try again?
To act in haste would only bring more losses. No. We must resupply and draw new plans.
Can ill afford to sit around and wait?
Nor would I want you to. Work with us instead. Already my men begin to mend today's wounds. Seek them out. They'll put you to work. The sooner you aid them, the sooner we can strike.
Molto bene, messere. I accept.
It is the right decision.
Excellent. Okay. So now, all right. Now we get to start working with the thieves here in Venice. First things first, Rosa is going to teach us a fun new trick.
Rosa, you seem to be healing well.
How are you finding Venezia?
It has its charms, but how do you deal with the smell? Que schifo.
So? What brings you to me?
I was hoping you could help me with something.
And that would be...
I want to learn to climb the way you do.
Va bene, I can do that. Well, I can't, but Franco can. Franco, muovere il culo! Show Ezio how to reach the top of that scaffolding.
So basically, we are about to get the
hanging position.
Assassin's Creed equivalent of a double jump.
Then jump to the ledge above you. As you reach it, grab it with your hand and pull yourself up. There. See how it works?
I think so.
Only one way to find out. Try for yourself.
Which is so handy.
Jump, Ezio.
It's literally, it changes the game entirely. It makes it so that you can, like, free running becomes
What did I do?
a totally different thing. It's very, very good and handy. So very helpful.
All right, Smargiasso. Let's put your skills to the test.
I'm all ears.
Meet me in front of the Frari.
And now we get to go climb a very tall tower. But first, let's see what else is going on in this here courtyard. If memory serves, there is a secret around here somewhere for us to collect. And one more mission for us to engage with. There it is. There's that secret. But yeah, all of a sudden, so a couple things. The double jumpy thingy is high risk, high reward, as you can see, because if you miss, you fall. But it can be very handy if you don't fuck it up. All good. I think we're only going to go, we're probably not going to go too much longer just because at this point I'm getting a little tired and it's not, too much late.
Hidden by the murders. People only see what they're trained to see. What the organization wants them to see.
All right, the secret, the hat trick. So again, we're getting into people whose deaths are being attributed to the Templar because of opposition. So Houdini, Gandhi. Again, this is so basically Gandhi pre a lot of the controversy.
Wolves are out hunting. Where has Jack gone?
So, and then we have this code wheel, which is interesting. But we see the hint is floating around over there where 6 equals 1, which means we're looking at it's a easy translation cipher. So 3, 1, 2. So, Dallas, Texas, Operation New Frontier, HQ is given the go-ahead to extract the resource. Negotiations are over. F is still planning to give the vote to everyone. Reason just doesn't work with someone like that. I'll send you the driver. We've trained him with a PE2 in our labs. He shouldn't be any trouble. The motorcade route is marked below. Once the target has been downed, either by Oswald or Z, use PE1 to stage distraction. Make some kind of phantom appear around this slope marked with an X. Freak people out. The driver will grab PE3 in the confusion. So here is a fun little bit of, we're getting into like the real conspiracy theory part of the game where the Templar orchestrated the entirety of the Kennedy assassination and used a piece of Eden to produce the appearance of the other shooter on the grassy knoll theory. Interesting, fascinating, kind of a weird take, but like this is the direction that a lot of this gets played into. Sad that we lost Tom for that, because I feel like that would be right up his alley. But don't worry. 1 hour 55. I'll make sure to flag that for him. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so oh, and man, my armor is pretty beat up. Let's see, where are we? My armor's pretty beat up, and oh, well, I haven't done any. I don't really know where anything is right now. So we're going to start off by, let's check out what this job is.
Ah, Ezio. I was hoping you might return. I want your advice on something. Of course. Tell me what troubles you. Emilio has turned some of my own men against me. Bribery and blackmail, is it? Yes. And we cannot strike until the traitors are dealt with. They're still somewhere in this district, keeping tabs on us and reporting back to Emilio. Not for much longer, then, Lord.
Okay. Now we get to go hunting. Again, another classic ACII mission. Okay. Boat murder. So this is another fun thing that Venice starts to introduce that will become that. So the hardest. So it was the hardest assassination in Assassin's Creed 1, and is now like a very common one in Assassin's Creed 2, which is boat murder. Very, very often, and moving forward, like boat murder is a very, very common way for the game to put you in a little bit of peril, put you in a situation where you're dealing with a whole different setup of space and sort of challenging enemies. Like the boats here really do create a space where you are I mean, and like that's inherent to like boats. I think it's hard to approach them stealthily, as we just saw, and it's hard to escape them. And now I'm going to stop and do a little quick shopping because I want to see if they have the color of outfit that I want to wear. Ooh, medium poison vial. Don't mind if I do, because like we can just buy poison. So now we get into the fun colors, but like Venetian teal. This is the outfit that I wore all over the place. Because I think it's the best look. I think it is the strongest fit in the game. We're gonna switch it up for the plain cape, because nothing else looks good. But like, but yeah, the Venetian teal looks awesome, and is very, very fun.
Reminds me of drunken deficienti dancing a saltarello.
And I'm a sucker for a codex page. So we're, let's see. Not codex pages, just money. Money's good though. All right, so we're 1 down, 2 to go on targets, and then we'll keep on trucking because we're very close. I think our goal for today, yeah, we're getting close on our goal for the night, which is, well, I don't want to spoil it. But it is an exciting moment for Ezio. So for now, we'll focus on getting our targets. So the other thing that's fun about Venice that it was less prevalent in Florence was you get a lot more of these like the rope crossings across the canal, which is interesting, which I find very fun. I think it's just I don't know. I'm so enamored with everything about this. The setting, it's just so good. I'm also apparently incapable of like not going shopping in the middle of murder sprees, but here we are. The other thing that's fun is when you're feeling like you are a little bit too close to being tracked, you can just drop into one of the canals, and it's just a good little hideaway. Hideaway.
You have to show us some of your tricks.
You also okay. Well, that was unfortunate, but here we are. Oh, I don't have the money for that bribe. Nerds. Okie dokie. Let's see if we get through this.
This bestia must be found and the life torn from him. He is divine, animal.
Okay. Let's see. Alrighty. Awesome. Okay, so now we can go back to moving about the city with a little bit less consternation and getting through these last 2 targets. And then I think, yeah, let's see, we're making good time. It's 9:20. Let's see, where are we at on the map? Okay, so if I go due south, I should be able to get to that one, and then northwest to the other one, northeast, excuse me. Am I running out of steam just a little bit? Yeah, but we're getting close on this. And yeah, and then let's see. Okay. Getting close, getting close. Oh. Gotta need to get a new chair. The cushion is starting to kill me. All right. So now, let's see if I can find our target. Okay. Is he one of you two? It would appear so.
Your time has come, Guardia Merda. You will get exactly what you deserve.
Greater gathering, rather not.
All right, up on the roof we go. Excellent. It is fun to get them from the roof and then get the nice Wilhelm-esque scream. Not quite a Wilhelm scream, but you know, they know what they're evoking. All right, last target for this one. Ooh, feather. All right, we are officially a fifth of the way through the feathers, which I'm very excited about. Love the feathers. Working on. I know that. Question is, why are you giving me a hard time about it? I mean, I know it's your job and everything, but come on. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it is very convenient to be able to dive into the water. Although, yeah, then you end up in situations where it's like you have parts of the dock where, because they're like raw boards at the end, they won't let you climb up on some of them, which is frustrating and weird. But, you know, it's for everything it's doing, it's only mildly frustrating. Okay. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Don't run into the guards. Don't run into the people. Okay, let's see. Now we're looking for, there's our guy. Cool. Okay. So that is... All right. One more job done. All right. You also end up in this interesting space of like swimming a lot, like a lot, because of course you do. Because in a lot of ways, swimming ends up being kind of like running on land. It's just faster than a lot of other ways to get around.
Only the best of raiment here, friends. Silks and clothes of...
Nope.
Tuesday to determine a course of action. My fault. Merchants had better...
It's wild. It is really bizarre running down these streets and kind of remembering where they are in relation to like actual physical places. But also just makes me want to go back to Venice.
Ben trovato. Bravo.
You and Rosa managed to escape for a second, but the others were not so lucky. Emilio's captured them, and now they await execution.
You know where they're being held?
I know they're still in the district, but beyond that, no. You'll have to look for them.
I'll have your brothers back here in no time.
Oh, Ugo.
He's there, on him! Hurry, I'm losing him! The markets belong to the people!
Hell yeah. Love a quick air assassination. And then the goal here is to get the thieves back alive. But as long as you don't get into conflict, they are in the clear.
Follow my lead.
Okay. Let's get those last guys. And again, like, it starts to get very interesting where like roof lines and air assassination starts to produce some interesting effects, because like if you don't actually kill your target until you're out of line of sight because of a roof line, then it doesn't initiate conflict with any of the witnesses. It's really fascinating. But again, just fun little game design things. And now, let's see. Okay.
Listen to them squeal. No wonder their master hides.
Where is it? I'd like to be rid of his trash.
Okay. Making good progress. Let's see. All right. 2 cages down, 1 to go.
All right, this way.
Once we get them back to Ugo. And again, this is just about me staying out of conflict. The thieves can't initiate, I do not believe. And at least, and I'm going off of that.
I want him caught. Where?
Cool. Oops.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
That was kind of wild, riding the dude down to that lower landing. But hey, all's well that ends well. It worked out okay. And now we get to go. Everybody is going to come and get freed. And then we're in good shape.
Andiamo.
Nice. Okay, that was weird, but it worked. Okay. All right, and now last one. So close.
I don't care who you are. Or where. You! There! There! Get him!
Hey, it worked out. Okay, I didn't expect that to go as well as it did, but it did. God, it's so satisfying. Anyway.
Stay close.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm realizing I do really need to up my banter because man, I hit the 9 o'clock hour and my banter just sort of fades off to not sufficient. So I apologize for that, but we're getting close to this one, and then I'm going to call it because, well, almost. We're getting close. I'm going to get these guys safely back to Ugo, and then I think I'm going to see if we can go back to the villa. I don't think that we can. I'm going to give it a shot. And if we can, I'll go do that, and we'll do a little bit of stuff.
I didn't expect you to succeed so quickly.
I aim to please.
I'll let Antonio know about our progress. Come find me later. I've got another job for you.
What sort of job?
Meet me near the docks, and I'll explain.
Molto bene.
All All right, let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can get back to the villa. Let me see if I can, yeah. So let me see if I can get back to the villa and do a little quick cleanup to set us up for next time, and then we'll finish off what I'm thinking about doing this round, going into the next one. It looks like I can. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Because now that we have some money, we can invest in some better armor. Better armor, better weapons. And then we can call it a night and come back fresh and keep the game rolling. Because it's been quite a day. I've been it's been a day. This week has been insane. I've I get migraines, and for a very long time I hadn't gotten a migraine in ages and ages and ages, and then this week I've gotten 2. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that, but definitely feeling that hit a little bit at this point, but also feeling like we got through a good chunk. Progress is being made, slowly but surely, and we're putting seals into things and getting things unlocked. Do I have other seals? I do. I forgot that I had other seals. Look at that. I wonder who else. Right. And it is interesting that each of these, everything, all of the seals, all of the everything, every seal increases, every single collectible increases the value of the villa, which then increases your ability to buy more armor and weapons, and the armor and weapons that you buy increase the value of the villa, because when you're not using them, they go on the armor stands, and that is just cool. This game's fun. I really do love it. The question is, what can I do with 40K? Also, $40,000, 40,000 currency is just such an insane number, and I just, playing this game for the first time, simply did not understand how much money the money was. It's just bonkers. But in any case, let's go ahead, repair all, and then let's see, what do we got? Right, because we're into metal. Yeah. Okay. So we just sort of jumped a whole step in everything. And we'll go ahead and pick up the old Syrian sword for good measure. But there's a ton, like, weapons. There are a ton of, like, much better weapons for us to pick up when we get into it. Along with, oh man, right, the metal cast. Right, our punching damage is about to get insanely good. But yeah, we will get here in good time. And we'll never buy throwing knives. But yeah. All right. Let's get back to Venice and okay. So we are truly in it now. And we're so close to what is the official, like, we saw the title of the game at the beginning, and we're about to, like, get another official beginning to the game. So I'm very excited to get there early on the next time we come back next week. As always, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. We're Falcon Fictive everywhere that we are, which at the moment is Patreon, YouTube, and Instagram. Consider doing the Patreon thing if you're not already. I know this is for the VOD more than anything else, but as always, this has been a blast. Thanks so much for spending your Thursday night with us, and we'll see you next time for a little bit more Venice and a little bit more assassination. So we'll see you then. Bye.